Rex, what are you seeing as you watch him? Because that's a player you hated coaching against because he was so tough.
Yeah, I mean, I love Cam Newton, but this is not Cam Newton. I mean, not the guy that we remember. And look, it was fool's gold. Week 2, we all saw that, man, he looked great. No, Seattle gives up 500 yards a game. Yeah. What we're seeing now is a guy that has poor mechanics. I know I don't know anything about quarterbacks, right? Well, I know one thing. You better bend your knees and your hips to get anything on the football. He's short hopping balls. He's not accurate. It's just awful. And for 3 years now, I think I've been saying how awful the talent is there. I don't need next-gen stats, even though they exist. There's no separation. So guys can't get open. He can't hit them even if they are open. So this is a disaster right now in New England.
Yeah, and RC, let's go back to that game against Seattle. We were all raving about how good he looked. What's happened since then?
You know what's crazy? It seems like Cam has aged 5 years in the last 5 weeks. And it's really just a strange thing. I said that day or that Monday morning we were on here, we had Superman back. We saw Cam throw the ball with velocity. We saw him be able to be accurate down the field to Julian Edelman. But we also saw him run the football. And I said, this was the Cam Newton that Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots needed because they didn't have the players on the outside. But we haven't seen that since. We haven't seen this offense run at that high of a clip. Maybe now we know it's because the Seattle Seahawks can't stop anyone. But Cam Newton needed to be better for this team. This team also needed to be better for Cam Newton. And if they continue to play like this, we're going to see the New England Patriots end up in the place that we never expected them to be, and we haven't seen them in 2 decades. Cam Newton went here to revive his career. If he keeps playing like this, this will be where it ends.
And you know, again, I mentioned this briefly earlier. A lot of conversation about Tom Brady without Bill and Bill Belichick without Brady, and you look at the weapons that he has on the field right now. What did yesterday tell you about Brady looking the way he does and Cam looking the way he does in New England?
How great Tom Brady still is. I mean, with mostly the same offensive pieces in New England, Tom Brady threw for 4,000 yards and 24 touchdowns last year and won 12 games. And so that's the big difference. Like, here's the reality. Tom Brady knew what the weakness was of the football team last year, specifically offensively. Like, Tom Brady knew the weapons weren't good enough, so he had to, one, make sure the ball got out of his hands. Just find a completion. It didn't matter what, and never lose the game by silly turnovers. That's been a huge part of what New England has done offensively this year. Like, the turnovers are, I don't know where they sit statistically, but I bet you this is the most turnovers they've had in 15 years in New England this early in the season. And I would say this for Cam in New England. If you're not being efficient with the football as a passer, and I'm not using you as a runner, why are you playing quarterback for me? Like, I think that's a fair question to ask right now in New England. If you're not running the football, and I'm not gaining advantages because of that, and you're not being efficient because our talent on the outside isn't good enough, I got to go to someone else at the quarterback spot.
I'm running out of time. RC, in 30 seconds, you made a great point today about Brady doing to Bill.
Yeah,
go ahead, do it.
Yeah, period, point blank. Here's what happened. Brady learned from the master. Bill Belichick is the master of getting rid of you early rather than late. Well, guess what? Tom Brady dumped you this time. Tom Brady knew this was coming. He knew they didn't have enough, so he left for greener pastures. And what we are actually seeing is Tom Brady is a better GM than Bill Belichick is. Look, he got Gronk, he got Leonard Fournette, he even has AB coming. So Tom Brady may have been the reason, but he knew, Bill, we were on the downslide. Bill, we were about to decrease our opportunities of winning Super Bowls. So before you could get me, I'm going to get you. And look at Tom Brady now, elevating himself into the MVP conversation, and Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots talking about who they're going to draft in the draft because they might have an early pick.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.